Showtime, my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shogun Zorra and thank you for tuning in. And yeah, as you can see in the video, this is my full reaction to Yenwoo Innocence. I mean, I've done already a compilation video from chapter 160 to 180 roughly. There's, you can see multiple of my reaction to particular chapters to Yenwoo Innocence, sort of like a reaction review thing. But now that Yenwoo Innocence is officially over, I thought we would get way more. But I think Yenwoo Innocence ended with chapter 205, and yeah, I wanted to compile this all now together, the full reaction of Yenwoo Innocence from chapter 160 to chapter 205. As 160 was the first video I've ever done to Yenwoo Innocence, and in the final end of chapter 205. I mean, there is going to be a side story potentially with other characters or with them, but I don't know how it's going to turn out, like how in depth it's going to be. But yeah, I don't think this will be that major to the main story. But yeah, I just wanted to say show my reaction from the first time I started and when I finished Yenwoo Innocence. So yeah, there shouldn't be coming any other video compilation of Yenwoo Innocence unless something really major would happen, but no. But yeah, here's my full reaction to Yenwoo Innocence. Hope you enjoy it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. After 160 chapters, oh my, they finally did it. Oh my goodness. Finally, Yenwoo Innocence. Please watch the series. Oh my goodness, I didn't expect that would go that much intense, but bruh, nah. Oh my goodness, please watch read Yenwoo Innocence, because this series is good, like drama, like goes very deep and stuff, romance stuff. But after all this previous chapter got me hooked, like oh my goodness. But this chapter 160, now that's wide. That's way too wide. Oh my god. Yo, also, how it looks like right now with Yenwoo Innocence chapter 163 and the preview of chapter 164. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, what's coming next. Wow, I just read the newest chapter of Yenwoo Innocence chapter 166, and wow, it's messed up. Wow, I didn't expect that. Someone mentioned in comments on one of my videos that 166 is going to be a bit messed up, but I didn't expect it. But I should have expected from Yenwoo Innocence, because it had a lot of moments in chapter where it then went from 0 to 100, really very dark and upsetting. And the news chapter is sad. It's really just sad, and it makes sense how Haesol, I don't know the correct pronunciation because I've never heard anyone pronouncing her name, but I would say Haesol. I've never seen anyone like I said pronouncing, but now she has a character. It makes everything sense, like with the problem with her family and sort of like her being banned and everything. And wow, I don't know what to expect, because Yenwoo Innocence has a lot of chapters where I would say people are not comfortable reading, and I can understand with the new chapter it's kind of messed up with all the dynamic what's happening with Haesol right now, and that she's now finally speaking up to Yenwoo about it, because Yenwoo is also a character who always wants to know about Haesol more deeply, because of course they're both a couple now, and like really a loving couple now. And freaking say, I don't know what to say. It's just sad, and I'm surprised that we suddenly got the backstory about Haesol. I don't think it's a full backstory about Haesol, because there's few things he didn't really mention that we've seen very early on, or like very like 100 chapters ago about Haesol. But it's just upsetting. Yikes. And like I said, I'm a bit surprised that he's opened up now. Now I'm interested if Yenwoo is going to open up about Haesol, about his problems, dark past, because one of the big problems I think for me was they don't talk about their issues. It's not like an issue like in their past. It's not like a thing that you can just talk about, because it's very dark in both of their lives. and now the Haesol has opened up and now asked Yenwoo about his past, like, because it's one thing he was always wanted to know why Haesol, like why Yenwoo and his friend are very that close and everything, and why he's always relying on her. It's like kind of weird. And yeah, it'd be interesting now if Yenwoo would open up, because it'd be messed up if Yenwoo would not, because it's messed up. It's very messed up, and has to open up, and if he didn't do it, it would be kind of messed up on her part. But if he would, it would make a big progress in their relationship, because one of the biggest problem was they would not talk about each other past, and sort of one of their friends would sort of know it, but they each other, even though they're a couple, would not. But wow, yikes, I didn't expect it. So yeah, YEONWOO'S Innocence chapter 166. Damn. So yeah, YEONWOO'S Innocence chapter 166, and yeah, I'm going to only do reviews when something major has happened. But yeah, if you don't want to see any spoilers, then scroll up. Yes, with YEONWOO'S Innocence in the news chapter, finally we also, I was worried if Yenwoo was not about to share his story, but thankfully he did, and now Haesol and Yenwoo are now fully open to each other after so many events, because that was often the problem where Yenwoo and Haesol don't want to talk about each other. This would create a weird dynamic and make the relationship worse, but now they're open to each other, and that's kind of good. That's good. And yeah, I think the only thing now we have in the story is whose character was that we saw a few chapters ago in YEONWOO'S Innocence, who was looking for Haesol, and potentially what I think could be is that's Haesol's father. If that's the case, oh dear, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's a big problem. And yeah, that's if you know, it's a big problem. And also, one thing that Yenwoo didn't really mention, okay, he didn't really had to, but about the person who hate him. So yeah, these two characters now are sort of on the loose, and I think if they both are gone, then finally we'll be done with this. Not done with Steve, but no problem anymore. But because potentially Haesol's father coming back will create a new, way more drama, way more problem with Haesol, and also the character with who assaulted Yenwoo. If we can finally get rid of them, then we are finally good. And also, yeah, that's good. But besides that, everything, it's been a beautiful chapter. It's been a good chapter. But also, unfortunately, there's going to be a hiatus. I think it's going till mid-November. So potentially, if we can get translation, they're going to be till late November to early December. We can going to get the new chapter of YEONWOO'S Innocence. Chapter 167, because the author is unfortunately something is with her health. That's unfortunate, and so we just hope that everything goes well. But besides that, yeah, YEONWOO'S Innocence is really doing well. We're getting there to the romance, relationship, beautiful moments getting up there. But yeah, but potentially we have two things that could potentially ruin everything. But yeah, looking forward. Let's go, finally! YEONWOO'S Innocence is back with a new chapter 168 is back now, finally, after 2 months of hiatus, because the creator was sick. Oh, thank goodness, the creator is now back, and now we have a new chapter of YEONWOO'S Innocence. I'm so happy about it. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting. I was literally complaining in a TikTok a few days ago about starting a new manual, because YEONWOO'S Innocence is not back, and now YEONWOO'S Innocence is back. It's so good. Oh, the news chapter got me a little bit of blushing. Goodness gracious. Thank goodness, because I have a dark skin. No one can see I'm blushing, but it got me like this a little bit. I'm so excited, yeah, and I'm excited what's going to happen next. I'm so happy YEONWOO'S Innocence is back. So yeah, if you haven't watched read YEONWOO'S Innocence, it's really good. It's a good story. It has also messed up scenes and deals a bit of like interesting, a bit of more deeper topics, but it's really good. I love it so far. Read YEONWOO'S Innocence, it's back. I just read the newest chapter of YEONWOO'S Innocence, and I just noticed Haesol is not even that tall, because in the newest chapter of YEONWOO'S Innocence, we got revealed that Haesol is 175 centimeters tall, making her 5'9", right? And I always assumed, because how the manual portrayed the women and girls in YEONWOO'S Innocence, that the girls are barely like 4'11" to 5'5" in the series. And yeah, Haesol looks much taller because also she wears heels, making her 6 foot, right? And Yenwoo, if you look at Yenwoo, who is like a delicate boy, small delicate boy, and he is like potentially for 5'2" or something. And I think like I said, Haesol's much taller because she looks like it's the same height as the regular boys in the manhwa, and that makes her only like roughly the same height as me. I thought she was much taller than me, but no, she's like the same height as me, surprisingly. Yenwoo, freaking stop! Oh my goodness! I just read the newest chapter. You can probably see which chapter I've read. And freaking Yenwoo. I know Yenwoo meant it well, right? Trying to stop someone beating up someone else. But freaking Yenwoo, this is not the second time. This is not the first time this happened. I think it's the second or third time now that Yenwoo tried to stop a fight. But Yenwoo is a small, timid, delicate boy. He can't do nothing. He's trying to stop freaking gangster from fighting. I'm like, how is it possible? Yenwoo, you will not be able. And he does it. And he does. And I want to throw my phone away when he tried to get in the middle, stop fight. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now he's getting get punched. But thankfully, all the people surrounded stopped the fighting also. So we're lucky. I was like, thank goodness. Also later, his friend, I forgot his name, Yenwoo's friend also said, he should be careful, right? Because he doesn't know what's going to happen next. And of course, he said what he did was courageous, and because at least other people were out there to help him out. But yeah, also now this mysterious figure that's also now hanging out with Yenwoo, and so mysterious and sort of, what's the word? Yeah, he's so very mysterious, and that has like very weird vibes to him. And Yenwoo is, yeah, I give you my number. It's totally fine. It gives the address. I'm like, Yenwoo, freaking, how can you be that naive? And then later on, he goes also with him later out to take some coffee and stuff. I'm like, this guy is very mysterious, and also we saw this figure also I think a few chapters ago after the play that Yenwoo had with Haesol, right? And I was like, who is this? And we got Haesol's backstory, and I probably thought this potentially could be Haesol's father, and that would be a very dark turn. And so that's what I thought. And later they both hang out, Yenwoo and the mysterious figure. I'm like, this is weird, but he looks very young. And then later he constantly asks Yenwoo about him, and he notices a few things. And probably because he knows Yenwoo because of this freaking play that got video recorded and been on social media. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then later he sees freaking Haesol, this mysterious figure, and then tries to hug her. I'm like, huh? Who's this? And then you see Yenwoo being really angry, saying, get away from my girlfriend. I'm like, wow, this is the most angry, like, manliest thing I've seen Yenwoo do. And then later it turns out his name is Kang Haesol, Kang's little brother. I'm like, how's this possible? And like Haesol's little brother, I'm like, how's this possible? She doesn't have. I'm like, huh? That doesn't make sense. They look like twins. She has to be a twin. And I'm like, damn. Now we get to learn more. So it's been sort of a while since the last time I talked about Yenwoo Innocence. And yeah, I haven't read the last few chapters, like 8 chapters that came out like 2 months ago. So yeah, I just want to give you my live reaction to particular moments. Like I'm going to read everything and then give you guys my reaction from chapter 179 to 186. Okay, let's go. Oh my freaking goodness. I'm chapter 179. Haven't finished it, but still, we just found out that Haesol's father got me remarried. Okay, to a girl who's 23. Oh, it's legal, yeah, but still kind of weird. And also, Haesol's father, if you know, you know. Oh, nah. The thing is, if you remarry someone, okay, is one thing. Even if there's a huge age gap is one thing, but it starts out getting way, really weird if the person you marry is almost the same age as your children. Like, what? Well, Kang so Haesol brother, I feel for him. Like, he has no one. He doesn't remember who his mom is, and where the mom is. I don't think we know where she is. The father married and remarried someone who is almost the same age as him, and then Haesol, the person who constantly looking forward to, doesn't consider him. He's like all alone by himself. That is so messed up. So right now I've read 180 chapter 180. I feel bad for King Haesol, Haesol brother, and I understand how Haesol talks about like his situation. He doesn't want anyone else now suddenly coming from her past and then ruining the whole situation she is right now. Like she's right content, but I feel like she's also trying. Like I'm also really happy that Yenwoo doesn't try to bother right in and say no, you have family, you have to and everything, because I thought potentially this could have been the case, but Yenwoo doesn't do this as good. He just only tries to get a bit of understanding, so he doesn't really try to butt in. But yeah, the thing is also about Haesol, I think she's like trying to avoid a little bit something like the whole situation with her brother and her family, and trying to get more like touchy with Yenwoo in chapter at the end. But alright, we'll see how it goes further on. Just read chapter 181, and wow, this chapter is really beautiful as how Yenwoo describes himself, what it means, what family really means, right? And what he views as family and what he understands family, and how he describes what family could mean, that family that is not necessarily the people you know, but potentially could be other people that you feel really close with, and a place that you can always go back. And that is so beautiful in chapter 181. This is one of the most beautiful chapters in Innocence, I would say. How he describes it and how to create the artist to illustrate each different thing. Example like the trees. It's really beautiful. Yeah. And now that Haesol, even though Haesol is still a little bit like he doesn't really want to open up, understand. I'm really happy that Yenwoo doesn't really force on here, but he just wants to open a potential it could be. Even though Haesol doesn't really want to, but he will give it a try. This is the only thing you could do. As long the moment, because she didn't have like her memories of him, of her brother King Haesol. Now that she probably potentially can open up now, and potentially now if she can properly decide for herself if she wants him in her life, good. If she doesn't want him really at all with her life, good. It's better than previously if she would have, when she said no, she doesn't want him in her life, because that time she doesn't remember him, right? And because she remembers it's like a dark past, she doesn't want like bad memories, she doesn't want him to be in his life. That's why she corrected him. But now, potentially with now at this point in the story at 181, Haesol could have potentially like a better understanding what she views as family, what a better understanding of her past is, because she constantly avoids it, and like her memory avoids it. And now if she can proper understand and then decide, I think it would lead to better direction. I'm out. I'm just reading the beginning 182, and Haesol's speech is still like a bit like hesitant about King Haesol, and then the moment suddenly Yenwoo takes Haesol's face, turns, kisses her directly. I'm surprised. Wow. I was reading like this, and then oh, how beautiful, cute. Freaking saying, I'm just starting to reach chapter 183, and then it shows this following chapter contains a picture of child abuse. Reader discretion is advised, so it doesn't start out. Yikes! So I thought it would start out a bit wholesome with Haesol getting dressed in the maid dressing, but every time if he flinch or if anything, if he didn't stand still, he would get hit by the maid. Oh, fucking sake! And that, damn, how he described it is horrendous. The blow would be so hard it felt like a hammer to the head. Goodness gracious! The face of King Haesol is that's not just normal spanking. Like this is legit abuse. Goodness gracious! Oh, Haesol looks cute as a child. Okay, it makes sense now a little bit why And of course, it's your sister, and you'll be attached to her, but it's just the only person you can hold on to as a child. And yeah, what's really sad is like Haesol had like at the first he didn't want to be outside because of course he was an unfamiliar place. He never went outside. He never socialized with other children. Everything is really scary and makes sense. And of course, I remember as a child example, not of course not that bad, but I remember as a child I would constantly cry when I had to go to a new kindergarten. I remember because I moved and had went to different kindergarten. I remember the first day I cried, constantly cried. I wanted to go home and everything when my parents left me in the kindergarten. Then also the same day I got used to everything and that stuff. But this is kind of messed up. Also, surprisingly, Haesol was not able to go outside for I don't know why. I'm just chapter 183, so 3 chapters left. But yeah, and also we see for the first time Haesol eating chocolate. So yeah, this also explains also other things that why Haesol is also like only like sweet stuff. One part of it anyway, how she got introduced to it. But this is already messed up. It looks like Haesol all the time got used to being in the kindergarten. Why Haesol looks kind of distraught. Also Haesol because she can't go outside for whatever reason. She seems really interesting to all the things she Haesol said. Oh, I'm just reading the beginning of 184 and we can see one side of Haesol is blue, like she looked like she was beaten up, like it has a blue eye. Oh, freaking sake. Yikes, it's getting sad. I feel so for King Haesol. He wants to be with his sister, also wants to be cool thing, but we're seeing now from Haesol, getting more from Haesol's perspective as a child, that it's really it's sad. No freaking say, chapter 185. The following chapter contains spiritual child abuse. Reader discretion advice. Oh, here we go. This is just ridiculous. Chapter 185 is just sad. Just sad how how the kids are treated now, how they, because how bad they treated, how they think also gets treated, gets affected really hard and everything. And goodness gracious, this is just beyond abuse. This is just sickening. Damn, I'm not caught up with chapter 186. So we do see Haesol and Haesol and mother. Interesting. I mean, from the flashback, we only saw the father's. We saw the father, but we didn't really see his face. But there's one moment where Haesol remembers for the first time her father when she's for the first time sees King Haesol. And now the mom, we don't see her face. It looks like the mom tries to be a parent, but now it's weird. Oh, this everything is so messed up and sad. Well, I thought Yenwoo would be like a drama romance series, nothing that drastic, but this is just sad. Goodness gracious, and this video is almost 10 minutes. But yeah, you can see my react to Yenwoo from chapter 178 to chapter 186. Damn, just messed up. Goodness gracious. Yo, I just read no Windbreaker, Yenwoo in chapter 188. And oh my goodness, this is just beyond messed up. We are finally done with the backstory of Haesol and Haesol, and this is just sad. This is just beyond sad. This is just, oh goodness gracious. Both of them are so unfortunate how they get treated. It's like beyond child abuse. And every time reading the backstory is about like this chapter contains like child abuse, something is, you know, it's really bad. And oh my goodness, like both of them have like a serious problem. Also this explain, also the backstory explain a lot about Haesol, example the way she is, about her past, of course, and she has an eating disorder, why she doesn't want to be anyone any member of the past, why it makes sense, everything. Both of them have like really traumatic experience, and they have no one to rely to as a child when they were children to rely to. The first moment we saw about the backstory, they beat them all the time if they didn't really behave. It's really bad. They get bruises, literally bruises. The father, we don't need to talk about the horrible person already, and then also is not a good person at all. And then the mom, thing with the mom, from what the thing we've heard about how the relationship with the father was, it's really also not bad. And pretending you thought, I didn't expect we would see the mom, but then we got introduced like, yeah, she tried her best, yeah, even though her sister looks like, so the Haesol aunt, looks like that she doesn't want to do anything with him because of the whole situation what happened with the father and the mom. The mom will try to get in, but the mom has serious problems for herself. She tried also, it looks at the beginning she tried her best, but also really bad, and later it turned out really, the mom has problems itself with drinking and pulling Haesol hair and everything. This is beyond crazy. Both of them are really crazy. I don't know how Haesol got through all this, because from the looks of it, he went to his father. No way, he went with his father. Haesol probably stayed with the aunt, and the aunt just like hates him. Also, especially in the end, where she really. This is just messed up. This, unfortunately, this is. Of course, the story is not real, but this is an example. This literally could happen to children, unfortunately. And also, what's even worse is when children, unfortunately, have it worse and don't make it. But wow, this is just beyond messed up. I don't know how they will cope. I really hope that Haesol and Haesol probably have at least get their relation together and be happy again. Yeah, I just read the newest chapter of YEONWOO'S Innocence, chapter 192, and this one hurts. I mean, we see Haesol and Yenwoo freaking in the amusement park, and when Haesol said to Haesol, riding with you, it's not fun at all, and I don't need you. Stop calling me Nuna, because all I need is Yenwoo. That just hurts, because Haesol constantly tries to get better relationship with his sister Haesol, and the thing is, both of them have like really messed up past, and unfortunately also coped in a not good way with the past that happened. And now Haesol saying I don't need you to Haesol is really hurt, because Haesol only person he thinks he can have a good relationship with, only person he has in his life is Haesol, and now the same person, his sister, saying I don't need you. That is so beyond messed up. That is just sad. When I was reading, I was like, this must have hurt. And yeah, apparently also chapter 194, so in 2 chapters something crazy is about to happen. I don't know what else can get worse. We have seen so many messed up things happening in YEONWOO'S Innocence. I don't know how the creator make it like worse, God forbid. I was about to start reading YEONWOO'S Innocence chapter 195, and when it starts like this, you know, it ain't good. It ain't good. So let's see how bad it's going to be. Goodness gracious. Of course, something has to happen. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Just read. I'm not even done yet with the chapter. This is so messed up in so many levels. Goodness gracious. No wonder Haesol doesn't want to remember anything that happened in the past. The father, one of the worst father ever have witnessed. I just read what happened to Haesol. We knew from the past already long time ago she was like potentially child model stuff. But what happened to her through malnourishment, I can't pronounce it, to mistreatment and other stuff? Oh my goodness, this is beyond messed up. And now he even says, if anyone's willing to take the wasted piece of trash from my hands, by all means, be my guest. How can you say this as a father? This has to be one of the worst. This chapter 194 has to be one of the worst chapters, like in terms of like how bad things got ever. This is beyond. And he says, what a worthless little pest. Goodness gracious. You're every bit as useless as that mothers of yours never once do me any good. He says this to Haesol, a 7-year-old Haesol who is in hospital. Bumper Clark. This is, oh my goodness. This is one of the most messed up things ever. What the? Oh, that poor Haesol. freaking sick, and now she is like nose bleeding. Oh goodness gracious. The whole family is screwed. Father screwed, mother screwed, and everything has to, everything is screwed. Everything is messed up. Let's talk about it. Yenwoo Innocence chapter 198. Goodness gracious, I've just noticed I started reading Yenwoo Innocence when it only had maybe 7 to 8 chapters. But anyways, yeah, right now it looks very, very beautiful. Haesol and Haesol are now trying to be normal siblings again, right? Because of the trauma that Haesol had, and now Haesol can now stay with Haesol, and now both of them starting to slowly grow together, grow a relationship together as siblings. That's really beautiful. After the whole freaking event that happened, it was the parents, both the parents horrible, father the worst, but now it's really beautiful. And also in the chapter 198, and we can see Haesol being very happy, and Haesol trying to be kinder to him, and also that, yeah, Haesol and Haesol really had a nice time, especially Yenwoo and also Haesol later on the Ferris wheel, right? And then both of them were talking, and then how like Haesol, even though often he hurt Yenwoo, and Yenwoo still stayed. Even, wait a second, even the chapter before the first time kissed, Yenwoo almost gave up on Haesol completely, which was crazy. But now they're a beautiful couple, now everything is really good. And now I think that concludes this saga with the brother of Haesol, right? Right now I think everything came together, and now they're cool with each other. And now probably we're going to get into a different arc with Innocence, and then probably we can have really good moments, beautiful moments, and then it goes dark. As always, that's freaking annoying. And it reminds me almost like, sometimes the direction that Yenwoo Innocence goes, it gives me the vibe of Boys Abyss. And Boys Abyss, oh brother, let's not talk about this. But let's hope we get more continuously really good chapters, really wholesome, and before like the drama goes down. This reminds me of chapter 160, where Haesol and Yenwoo really kissed, and it was really beautiful. And then 6 chapters later, the beautiful moment, bam! When we first found out about Haesol, what Haesol's father did, and we was like, wow, ruined the whole mood. But let's say that's beautiful. I'm really happy, and I'm excited to see more. I wish we could always stay like this in Yenwoo Innocence. So let's talk about it. Yenwoo Innocence chapter 199. Yes, it was a wholesome chapter. It was very cute. We see Haesol and Yenwoo going to Yenwoo's parents, because they're going to pick up a few stuff from Haesol, and they were all together, eating together, and it was a very wholesome chapter and everything. And I really enjoyed it. And also we had like some few cute, hilarious moments of Haesol and Haesol, and also about Yenwoo potentially getting married and stuff. This was beautiful. And I also noticed that we're just in second year in high school. That's crazy. And I personally think potentially Yenwoo Innocence will end when they finish third year, right? Or they could always go further, but I think for a high school setting series like this, they're going to potentially end when they're finishing the third year of high school, right? But yeah, but everything is now concluded, like I mentioned in a previous video. Haesol and Haesol are now bonding more like a siblings, and they're both really cute, and I'm really happy for it. And I'm also seeing Yenwoo being so flustered, and also thought so many things about like how it looked like when Yenwoo and Haesol were married, or are about to get married, how all this would look like. This was really cute, and I personally think we're going to still see lots coming. Especially, I feel like there are 2 things left before I could legit see myself that Yenwoo Innocence is going to end. And the 2 things is Haesol's parents, because we got introduced to them through the backstory from Haesol and everything, but I'm not sure how. Probably they will have another role in the story, and they will probably come back, and they're going to meet Yenwoo, and also, and then it's going to be problematic stuff. This is also a big thing, and we see how messed up the parents are. You know, other one problem we have is still Yenwoo bully from middle school, I would say, is also split around. I don't think that he's fully dealt with, so potentially we're going to see him again, and that's really unfortunate. And I feel like if we get these two scenario, parents and people out, then I think Innocence can, I see myself Innocence can end. Well, there can other drama can happen too, but I think these are the two keys thing. And yeah, I really hope Innocence would stay like this, really wholesome, and let's see how long it will take before all sunshine and rainbows goes into the dark abyss. Because if you look, remember chapter 160 in Innocence where they kissed, and then 6 chapters later we got the story from Haesol. We went so high, we're happy, and then we went down like this. But let's see how it goes. Yo, let's talk about Yenwoo Innocence chapter 205. So yeah, in general, the previous few Yenwoo Innocence chapters from chapter 200 have been relevant and have been really good and really wholesome. And I thought potentially we get potentially more, and I will talk about what I mean. But overall, everything's been really cute so far. And now in chapter, especially 205, so we have seen the squad and Haesol and Haesol be together, having a nice holiday together. And now in chapter 205, yeah, it looks like this saga, like this arc with King Haesol's brother, it's now over. And I'm finding it kind of interesting because I thought potentially we get to see more, because in when they were in this holiday trip, King Haesol mentioned that, example, he doesn't want to use too much of his father's card because they could potentially track it, and I thought this potentially could lead to him finding out where Haesol is, and that would be a big drama. And also, I've seen a lot of people saying also about a bit like worried about how many wholesome good chapters happen back to back before something bad happened. Because you know every time when something really beautiful or something wholesome happens, something drastic happens all the time. And now I'm wondering how it's going to be, but it looks like they concluded everything, because King Haesol and Yenwoo were celebrating New Year's together, and now Haesol went back home, and it looks really cute. Like, and now Haesol really embraces her brother really much, and they say we can always come together, we can talk all the time, because in the beginning of the arc it was very brutal, but thank goodness they have now closed and beautiful relationship. And yeah, one thing I've noticed, someone said Yenwoo Innocence will end in chapter 206, so next chapter. How? I'm like, because I don't know if Yenwoo Innocence, how long Yenwoo Innocence will going to go, but I think potentially chapter 206 will be a break of the season, because I've mentioned before, because there's so many two major things that still can happen Yenwoo Innocence that need to be addressed. First, Yenwoo bully, he hasn't been addressed yet because he fought King Yenwoo's friend, and that's it. And also, I think about Haesol's parents. Before that, I don't imagine the show being over. But yeah, I could imagine still going for like, and after 30 and then potentially getting married, because Yenwoo talked about getting married very early on after high school. But yeah, I'm excited, but I don't think Yenwoo Innocence will end now. It's just be very crazy. So yeah, it's officially over. Yenwoo Innocence is now over. Let's talk about it. Yenwoo Innocence chapter 206. I can't believe Yenwoo Innocence over. Like, okay, it's been also announced we get potentially a side story in winter. Like, yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, feels kind of weird to me, because Yenwoo Innocence is, thanks to Yenwoo Innocence, this a series that's not very well known. This got me the most views I ever got on TikTok, and it was my reaction to chapter 160. And yeah, I've been reading Yenwoo Innocence since I think chapter 60, around chapter 60. So yeah, the series was going for 5 years, and I was reading it for almost 4 years. So it's crazy. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, the series starts out, the chapter 206 starts out when the characters, all the Yenwoo and everybody is in school again. And then they mention now that in third years, I was like, wait, what? What happened? And then they initially said, yeah, they got to new classes, now they're in third years, it makes sense because we were in winter and now they're in spring, and in spring is usually in Asia when new school year starts, and this was kind of surprising. And yeah, and also everybody seems to be doing fine. Everybody likes the couple between Yenwoo and Haesol, which is surprising. I thought potentially we're going to get a small arc or like few chapters about everybody reaction, because I thought it's going to be like everybody don't approve of it because Haesol, the school idol, most popular character, and Yenwoo, who's not that nobody who looks more feminine and stuff. I mean, it matches more because Haesol has more like a man, no more male vibe, and Yenwoo female, but yeah, everybody's now in different classes, everybody's doing fine, and everything seems really well. I mean, I'm not disappointed. The ending itself was good, but there could be potentially more, because I think I said in previous video about, like, example, I thought potentially we're going to get to see more of them during third year and just about to graduate and then potentially getting married. Or, like I mentioned right now, maybe the school talk about them both being a couple, potentially also Haesol's parents. I thought potentially we're going to get to see more about them, and also about the bully from Yenwoo who attacked him, because we never got really resolved about the bully, because we only know Yenwoo friend their fault and that's it, but nothing really. A bit surprised, but then he could have been more, but yeah, when this is over, I'm surprised, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed YEONWOO'S Innocence, and I love everyone who saw the videos I've made about YEONWOO'S Innocence. I'm very happy about it, and potentially we're going to get a side story about potentially, I don't know if there's going to be adults more or about the other characters, small things, but I had a great vibe of YEONWOO'S Innocence. It was wholesome, cute, dramatic, and surprising, but yeah, it was nice.